We have another Superdrop coming out today, so if you're too lazy to look it up and just want something in the background to listen to, explaining every single one that's coming out and giving my thoughts and opinions on them, then you've clicked onto the right video. In this video I will be going over every single secret layer, talking about its art, showing off its art, giving my thoughts and opinions on the cards themselves, maybe talking about a few things that you didn't even think of when it comes to buying these secret layers, and then giving a overall review for each one and then the overall view of the Superdrop. This video is to help people if they're kind of 50-50 on buying a secret layer or just being like, I just want the information, rather to tell my friends to brag about or anything like that. But before I go any further, a word from our sponsors. The sponsor of this video is me. I have started an Etsy page where I'm going to try and be selling clothes that I've designed, thought would be funny, thought would be cool, thought would be amazing on people's bodies. So I literally spent maybe a month or two looking at different resources and stuff to come up with the nicest clothes I could possibly find, with the coolest designs that I have done myself, with stuff like playmats, hoodies, t-shirts. I'm going to try and do phone cases. They're harder than I thought, but I do think that it is a really good thing to actually put into. So if you would like to help me out or help the channel out, please go onto my Etsy. It will be linked down below and you'll be able to find very nice clothing and also be supporting the channel, so links down below. And also if there's any other designs, I will be putting on any of my social media, so please follow me there as well. So let's start this off with the Hatsu Miku secret layer. Now before I start any further, I do have to say I have made a video solely on this which will be in more depth, but I'm going to fly through this so hopefully you still get to enjoy it. So in this secret layer you get Shelter. For 1 and a white, it's an instant that is a rare. Target creature you control gains protection from the colour of your choice until end of turn. Draw a card. Sandra's Ignition as Miku's Spark. For 3 and 2 red, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature and each opponent. Harmonize. For 2 and 2 green, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Draw 3 cards. Azusa Lost But Seeking as Miku Lost But Singing. For 2 and a green, you get a legendary creature, Human Monk, that is a rare. You may play 2 additional lands on each of your turns and is a 1/2. Feather the Redeemed as Miku the Renowned. For 1 and 2 white, you get a legendary creature, Angel, that is a rare. She has flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a creature you control, exile that card instead of putting it into your graveyard as it resolves. If you do, return it to your hand at the beginning of the next end step and is a 3/4. Inspiring Vantage. It's a land that is a rare. Inspiring Vantage enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands, and it taps for a red or a white. Pretty much the rundown of the video is I pretty much said this is mainly for the fans of the character. If you don't really know much, the cards are quite meh or really good depending on what you're building. I do not like the fact that it kind of seems to be 2 things, but this is 1 of 4, so I understand that. And I have had a few comments of people being like, I like the randomness of this, so that's kind of also good. The other downside is that Azusa Lost But Seeking and the land of this deck have already got a reprinting in another secret layer. So again, I'm not a fan with how many cards there are and how many different secret layers. They're starting to reprint a lot when it comes to these secret layers. It kind of is a big like F you, but that's just my opinion. But again, I'll be giving that opinion a lot in these secret layers. So this is probably going to be the fastest one because I'm trying to get more people to watch the previous video, but I do have to say it is a quite good secret layer overall. Next we're going on to Goblin Gram. If you can't really guess by the name of it, it is a goblin secret layer and Instagram fused together. Now saying that, this does sound interesting to me and I do like the concept of it, but how easy it is to get all these goblin cards and stuff like that, I'm not really excited for it. But I would love to see this as a different concept, so maybe like a dragon version, but I do like it, or a planeswalker version, but I do like it as a kind of, this is what we're doing. I think this would be good as a repeating one with a different kind of Instagram part for every single secret layer. But in the secret layer you get Brosh Taunter. For 4 and a red, you get a creature goblin that is a rare. Brosh Taunter is indestructible. Whenever Brosh Taunter is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to target, and then it says more. Goblin Chieftain. For 1 and 2 red, you get a creature goblin that is a rare. Goblin Chieftain has haste. Other goblin creatures you control get +1/+1 and have haste, and he is a 2/2. Goblin Ringleader. For 3 and a red, you get a creature goblin that is a rare. Goblin Ringleader has haste. When Goblin Ringleader enters the battlefield, reveal the top 4 cards of your maul, and is a 2/2. Goblin Welder, for a red you get a creature Goblin Artificer, that is a rare. Goblin Welder has tap, choose target artifacts a player controls and target artifact card in player's graveyard if more, and is a 1/1. Mogwai Marshal, for 1 and a red you get a creature Goblin Warrior, that is a rare. Goblin War Marshal has Echo, for 1 and a red. When Goblin Marshal enters battlefield or dies, create a 1/1 red Goblin Maw, and he is a 1/1. So as you could probably guess from me reading these cards out, my only problem with them so far is that the cards are kind of all over the place. I do like that the like and dislike ratio is its power and toughness. All the symbols on it came as common, but they were all rares, which was a weird thing to me. And again, majority of the goblins that had more than a line of text, you could not read the rest of the ability because it had more. Now again, it doesn't show the back of these, so I'm hoping that the text is on the back for the people that don't know, or you'll have to kind of remember it or Google it all the time. The concept of the cards is good, I just find the execution of them a bit too messy. It's kind of like the serial cards. The serial cards were really good and really pretty, but it had the information on the card fully and easy to read at the back. When it comes to these, I do love the art, I do love the concept of the cards, I just find the cards are a bit all over the place when it comes to reading and using. Now we're going on to the two-parters. This secret layer has not just one, but 2 with the same art and roughly the same name, and the first one's called Outlaw Athology Volume 1, Rebellious Renegades. These seem to be kind of like whenever a secret layer is out near a normal set, they kind of do a secret layer based on the art or what the cards would be, which is really good and I do really like that. And in this one they're doing 2 of them with 4 on each, which again I understand, but I would rather them have like a one big thing than 2 separate ones. But again, they're going to do a bundle with both of them in it and save a little bit of money. But again, I just think if the difficult thing is honestly, I think they should have it. Here is 8 cards and you get to pick 4 for this price and 4 for that price, but I think that would be too messy for them. But in this secret layer, you get Tezzeret the Seeker. For 3 and 2 blue, you get a legendary Planeswalker Tezzeret, that is a mythic. +1, untap up to 2 target artifacts. -X, search your library for an artifact card with mana value X or less and put it onto the battlefield, then shuffle. -5, artifacts you control become artifact creatures with base power and toughness, 5/5 until end of turn, and starts on 4 loyalty. Grizzlebrand, for 4 and 4 black, you get a legendary creature demon that is a mythic, has final lifelink, pay 7 life, draw 7 cards, and is a 7/7. Gronzo Havoc Razor, for 2 red you get a legendary creature Goblin Rogue, that is a rare. When a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, choose one. Go target creature that player controls. Exile the top card of that player's library until end of turn. You may cast that card and you may spend mana as though it was mana of any colour to cast that spell, and is a 2/2. Nicol Bolas Planeswalker, for 4 blue, 2 black and a red you get a legendary Planeswalker Bolas, that is a mythic. +3, destroy target non-creature permanent. -2, gain control of target creature. -9, Nicol Bolas Planeswalker deals 7 damage to target player or planeswalker. That player or planeswalker's controller discards 7 cards, then sacrifice 7 permanents. So a few things I do want to say about this secret layer. 1, I love planeswalkers and secret layers. As a planeswalker collector, I'm just like, ooh, I want the pretty version, but that's just greedy on me. 2, this card has 2 cards in it that have already got secret layers before. Now I would have been fine. One of them was Tezzeret, which again, there is many versions of Tezzeret. If they wanted to do another Tezzeret, I think they should have done any other that hasn't had a secret layer. The second one is, this is the second Grizzlebrand secret layer. The other one was with the Lilith contract with all the other demons. That was a cool story one. This one, very random, but also banned in Commander. So again, I do find it weird that you get a banned card that is a secret layer that has 2 already secret layer versions of it. This one being the second. Nicol Bolas, great card, and then Gronzo, or Grunzo, whatever his name is, again, a quite decent card if you're into that type of thing. Also do find it weird that they're throwing goblins in a few of these secret layers, and you'll see that the further I go down. Now we are going on to the second version of this, and that is called Outlaw Athology Volume 2, System Scoundrels. This is the second version in the same art with just 4 different cards. This one is probably the one I'm going to be getting because I want or need two of the cards, and the other two are just quite decent cards that I will probably play or will know someone who will want these cards at some stage of my life. But in the secret layer you get Vorinclex Voice of Hunger. For 6 and 2 green you get a legendary creature, Phyrexian Praetor, that is a mythic. He has trample. Whenever you tap a land for mana, add 1 mana of any type that land produces. Whenever an opponent taps a land for a mana, that land doesn't untap during that controller's next untap step and is a 7/6. Corona False God. For 1 white, blue, black, red and a green you get a legendary creature avatar that is a rare. It has haste. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player untaps Corona False God and gains control of it. Whenever Corona attacks, creatures of the creature type of the chosen get +3/+3 until end of turn and is a 5/5. Carvolt Fey Cursed King. For 2 black, red and a green you get a legendary creature, Dragon Noble, that is a mythic. He has flying. Whenever Carvolt Fey Cursed King enters the battlefield or attacks, sacrifice another permanent. Whenever you sacrifice a permanent, put a 1/1 counter on Carvolt and draw a card and is a 4/4. Menarch. For 7 you get a legendary artifact creature Wizard that is a rare. For 1 and 2 blue, target permanent becomes an artifact in addition to its other types. For 3 and a blue, gain control of target artifact and is a 4/5. So the main reason I want this is because of Carvolt, absolutely love the card, and for Vorinclex, absolutely love the card. I really do like that there is the False King actually getting a second reprinting. This is what I think secret layers are for. Really old cards or really good cards in general, or weird cards getting a old art secret layer version of it. Monarch, again, good card. I've seen a lot of blue players play it. I'm not really big into blue, so it's good to see that that card is here, and I'll probably be able to trade in that. Now, the thing is, when it comes to this, Vorinclex, this is the second secret layer of Vorinclex, but at the same time, when it comes to this is the only type of secret layer that if they make a second version of, I'm more okay, mainly because the first version of Vorinclex, the secret layer, didn't really get an alt art, didn't really get any big changes. They just released a Phyrexian version of it with the same art and normal card, which again, I know it's a secret layer, but I couldn't really think of a way they could sell it without it being named secret layer. So this is one of those, I count it as a secret layer, but also don't count it as a secret layer. It's kind of like on the line of, I'm fine with them making a second version of it because the first one didn't get such a big change. Now we're going on to the showcase Outlaws of Thunder Junction. These are wanted posters of quite known and somewhat powerful creatures. When it comes to this, I do like the artwork, which again I'll be going over soon, but the card selection was a little weird, so let me just show you what they are. In the secret layer you get Kalitas, Trader of Get. For 2 and 2 black you get a legendary creature, Vampire Warrior, that is a mythic. He has lifelink. If a non-token creature an opponent controls would die, instead exile that card and create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. For 2 and a black, sacrifice another vampire or zombie, put 2 1/1 counters on Kalitas, Trader of Get and is a 3/4. Magda, Browse Outlaw. For 1 and a red you get a legendary creature, Dwarf Berserker, that is a rare. Other dwarfs you control get +1/+0. Whenever a dwarf you control becomes tapped, create a treasure token. Sacrifice 5 treasure tokens, search your library for an artifact or dragon card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. It is a 2/1. Dak Faden. For 1 blue and a red you get a legendary planeswalker Dak, that is a mythic. +1, target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards. -2, gain control of target artifact. -6, you get an emblem with. Whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more permanents, gain control of those permanents, and starts on 3 loyalty. Greasefang Okiba Boss. For 1 white and a black you get a legendary creature, Rat Pilot, that is a rare. At the beginning of combat on each of your turns, return target vehicle card from your graveyard to the battlefield, it gains haste. Return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step and is a 4/3. So again, like I've been saying with a lot of these secret layers, the Planeswalker card is absolutely beautiful and I love Planeswalker's cards. However, this is its second reprinting. It got an old version where Planeswalkers was just like a normal card with a bunch of text. It had that and now it has a pretty version which I might buy as a single later down the line. Now when it comes to this other secret layer cards, I find the Vampire really good, but the other 2 cards are met somewhat like okay. Again, not many people play dwarfs, but I can see people put it in their deck to get dragons. And then the other one is a vehicle deck, and I don't really see people play that many vehicle decks, or I don't really see this card. The only reason I know is because I make these videos. Next we are going on to poker faces. These are literally just cards. This is like the king, queen and jack as creature cards. Again, really good concept, but let's go through them before I give a deep dive into them. Jax is the troublemaker. For 3 in a red, you get a legendary creature, Human Warrior, that is a rare, and is a 2/3. Coffin Queen. For 2 in a black, you get a creature Zombie Wizard, that is a rare, and is a 1/1. Goblin King. For 1 and 2 red, you get a creature Goblin, that is a rare, and is a 2/2. Professional Facebreaker. For 2 and a red, you get a creature Human Warrior, that is a rare, and is a 2/3. Rankle Master of Pranks. For 2 and 2 black, you get a legendary creature, Fairy Rogue, that is a mythic, and is a 3/3. So if you've noticed, I literally just read out the cards. That's all I did. That is mainly because the text of the card isn't there. So again, the art of these cards I do like. I'm not the biggest fan. I find it weird, again, they're doing so many goblins in these secret layers. But again, like cards like Rankle, I know roughly what they do, but the fact that it doesn't say on the card, now it might say on the back, which again would be really good, but the fact that they're not is kind of weird to me. Also, if they are doing a playing card thing, I hope they actually do change the back to a normal playing card, a type of art, instead of the original normal Magic the Gathering back. The card selection is a bit weird. I don't really know the abilities from the top of my head. Not a big fan that the abilities are not on the card, but I do know that Coffin Queen is a really old card that hasn't got a reprinting in ages, and I do like when they put that type in. This is kind of a weird secret layer. I can see people buying it just for the art, but I don't really see many people buying it for wanting 2 or 3 of the cards because they're a bit all over the place. And plus, again, and I don't want to keep giving out about that, it doesn't say what the card does. Next we have Snaasmur. Very weird secret layer. When it comes to this, I've seen massive love for this and massive hate. It seems to be a mix between the two, and I can see where the hate and love comes from. The artwork of these cards is absolutely beautiful, but they completely ruined it with the text. It's absolutely devastating in my opinion. Again, if you actually like the text, let me know in the comments down below and why. But in the secret layer you get Doomblade. For 1 in a black, you get an instant that is a rare. Destroy target non-black creature. Massacre. For 2 and 2 black, you get a sorcery that is a rare. If an opponent controls a plains and you control a swamp, you may cast this spell without paying its mana cost. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn. Torment of Hellfire. For X and 2 black, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Repeat the following process X times. Each opponent loses 3 life unless that player sacrifices a non-land permanent or discards a card. Runation. For 3 in a red, you get a sorcery that is a rare. Destroy all non-basic lands. Mogus, God of Slaughter. For 2 black and a red, you get a legendary enchantment creature god that is a mythic. It has indestructible. As long as your devotion to black and red is less than 7, Mogus isn't a creature. At the beginning of each opponent's upkeep, Mogus deals 2 damage to that player unless they sacrifice a creature, and is a 7/5. So a few things. I do like the theme. It seems to be like you're in hell and there's a bunch of cards that represent it, and the artwork is absolutely amazing. Some of the best detailing and one of the prettiest cards I've ever seen. However, the wording on it absolutely destroys this card. This secret layer is really good because of a few things. It has really good artwork. The card selection, even though it's weird, it comes off with a theme together. We're getting 2 cards that don't really see much reprinting. We get Doomblade, which is quite an alright card, but goes with the theme, so I can kind of like, not ignore it, but be like, oh yeah, I accept that. But then the only downside is the text on it, and that Mogus is getting its second printing. Again, I know people are going to be like, oh, it's fine, blah, 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 this is blah, 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 blah. But when it comes to this, I think buying a secret layer and spending money on a secret layer is a really good thing because you want them cards in that art and it's a very special thing. I kind of feel like if another secret layer comes along with the same card, it kind of lowers the value, even if it doesn't actually lower the value of the other art card. It doesn't make it seem as rare. So a recording of this, it should be out today. I actually got this information off a friend faster than I usually do, so it's good that this video is released when the secret layer is out, so you don't have to wait a day or two. You can watch this video and then go straight onto the secret layer website and buy the cards you want. When it comes to the whole secret layers in total, I do find that they keep making right decisions, but then still making wrong decisions. It seems to be slowly they're going to the right, but it's not much of an increase. If they listen to people or actually got and didn't mess it up, because they messed up the last few secret layers with wording and stuff. It is really good what they're doing, and I hope they keep making secret layers like this. Again, personally, I'm not going to be buying much of them, or I'm not really interested in them, but I can see other people being interested. When it comes to me personally, I'm only going to be buying the one with Vorinclex. If you're going to be buying any of these, let me know in the comments down below and why. Give me your thoughts and opinions on these secret layers. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below, because it helps me make these videos a little bit better, having multiple people's point of view. If you didn't find that there was much information on Hatsu Miku secret layer, there is that video here, a playlist with other Is It Worth It secret layer stuff and Magic the Gathering videos here, and a subscribe button here. And again, I want to thank everyone, and if you do buy any of these secret layers, let me know. I'd love to hear the comments down below.